So TV is either left on a loop if it rolls on DSTV or on the regular whatever, because we don't really have DSTV, but there's some thing that keeps on playing and playing and playing. Or if it's on Netflix, it sleeps. And the TV lets me know that, okay, Lomuntu is not even watching it. And then I'll go in there, switch on the geyser. Oh, wait, it's fine, you get to sleep, do what you want to do. Since my mom sent me a text message, I was like, I was, hey man, you're not going to make me monitor and surveil and babysit a grown woman that's even older than me. Like, no. When I smelled that alcohol, I was like, listen, this is really annoying. It's annoying. If this person has been drinking, why would you go to rehab and then, why? Never mind what they we demand a lack of what do you call this thing? We demand by not repent, not by I am in recovery now 3 months, congratulations. Don't they even do like tests? Especially when you've gone out of the facility to go and spend Christmas with the family. Don't they take urine? Yes, and I don't know. Because I also sing at rehab now. Guys. I don't know what happens. These facilities are not cheap. They are dura. I don't know comfortable comfortably while you're at rehab. So listen, do not waste people's money upon paying for you over there, or even your own money. No matter why I sing because you never really wanted to leave alcohol. And what is the point? Okay, whatever. First night, I suspect her, but I'm like, hi, she just smells like a farting man, alright? And one with lots of gastric, like, acids. Just bubbling all up in there, making like imbamba. And so, I mean, of course, a combination of gastric acids sometimes smell like something fermenting. So it just smells like a little bit of alcohol, but it's not really booze. And I moved on. The next day, she didn't smell, the house didn't smell when I walked in, even though she was outside though, but nothing smelled. So I was like, listen, and so we were still good people. Every so often my sister like says things that think annoying. That's because we are diametrically opposed in our viewpoints of the world. So we can only ever have these fluffy, shallow, like cotton bud conversations. Nothing heavy. Because the moment we start to talk about weighty matters, it's like World War III. Can't talk about my viewpoint of the world. I told her that I'm watching shows on YouTube. She's like, why not Netflix? And I was like, I stopped watching Netflix. And she's like, why? I was like, they've got a narrative. And then she was like, hi. I'm like, listen, you asked. She knows I'm a Christian and I've got conservative values. And she knows that the thing that I despise about Netflix, she would understand that likely it's because there's all this LGBTQIA trash being pushed. And then of course there's all these expletives, and of course there is all this fornication, and listen, you can't run away from all this like crazy stuff that's on there. And so I was like, listen, I don't want to talk. And then listen, I get patronized by my family members gaslighting. So we only ever talk about marshmallows. We don't talk about nothing weighty. Like, we don't talk about anything weighty. Because by game, talk about taking away proper fellowship with people. We used to have deep conversations back in the day, now we can't. Because listen, we are in two diametrically opposed kingdoms, and you're a saboteur. So let's just move on. Alright, re busy re ntse re bua ka di marshmallow le mablomo ko gardening. Ntho tse nyana tse borang. Re bua ka malva pudding hore e monate jwang. Okay. Awkward. Mara it's okay. Do you sisters, we love your company. But not when you've been drinking. I get interjecting the next day, and the next day I wanted to record this message. But then I was like, no, but I still need to do my cornrows. I need to bring down this hair that I washed and then reinstall. So I reinstalled my hair since my sister was here. Plus I had also said, I asked the Lord, how long is she going to be here? Because that means that my message is going to be delayed. And if my message is delayed, I then get depressed. So essentially she needs to kind of leave before a certain time. Or if she decides to stick around, listen, she doesn't have to go anywhere. I will do this work anyway, but I find that my sister is the one that is most afflicted spiritually by the work I do. Because of her alcoholism, she is the one that out here, you will remember the video that I shared with her manifesting ever so violently. When I was singing and praising and worshiping and she went to the gate and it was like hectic. So I prefer not to do this work with her around. Though when she is sober, she's a little bit better. However, nonetheless, she is a lot more afflicted by my spiritual thing that I'm doing back here. By the work of the Lord, the Holy Spirit, when He inhabits my praises, when the Lord inhabits the praises way, but when He rocks up to give me counsel, to basically be the wind beneath my wings, when He sends angels concerning what I need to speak over here, because I don't prepare this work, I don't have a script, I just rock up and I start talking and then I'm here for like hours and hours. That's enablement by God's angels, by God's forces. I wouldn't manage to do this all by myself. It's supernatural. Proper. If you don't believe that, I don't know why you wouldn't believe that, and I'm still here chilling, chatting for all these hours. This is too much work for it to be natural. Anyway, whatever. So the enablement of God's forces and the manning around my person of angels and the essentially unwillingness to interrupt what it is that the Lord has seen fit to do in me. That causes such a presence or a climate of God preparing me for a message, and also Him inhabiting praises should I sing, that Lord will manifest hectically. So I wanted her to go so I could do my message that I wanted her to go so I can do my message that I might not be depressed. But of course I'm not going to chuck anybody out. Plus I also love the company. However, my family's company is not exactly healing. It is not exactly comforting because they're abusive. They've been persecuting me all these years. They have been divided with me for years. Therefore it's not like it used to be. So there's no true solace in them. There's no true cushion comfort. There is no true bosom, a breast over there on which to lie and just sleep. Mamela, none such thing. I only find comfort in the bosom of my brethren on the internet. That's where I can chill for hours and out your nod or shake my head or make commentary. I can rest in Christians across the world. They're my true brethren. Abantu bakithi akusekho mnandi. It's not like a hammock to hang in them swinging left and right anymore. So ngoba ku hostile in these streets. Sometimes I get enough of them. I listen, there was a time in history where I would never be able to get enough of my mom, never be able to get enough of the no sister. I could chill with these people until the second coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. But things have changed. Things have changed. Listen, things have adjusted. They have meandered. Agusekho the same. So they're like a very sweet, not never mind a sweet cake, you never learn it, cause how yo for you for the rest of the day, like you snook fish. Have you ever eaten snook fish in different, especially all over the show? It's very salty. They're like a sour worm. You can't eat a sour worm. You can brave you and I can't eat it. Oh, unto squint hamas, unto what? Tipa monana, Masakaho are rota dikeledi. How get them more way by a to be second round? Maracas effectively sour worm in one sitting. Bandawe, oh, please tell me of anyone that has ever eaten sour worms in one sitting. Kafelangarakiti jelly babies, no. They're too sour. You will be eating those things over 4 days. And half about this, you don't know what's going on, Mara. You can't help but adore them. My family are like sour worms. Just one little bite, and then I will leave them on the side and come back after 3.5 days, bite again. I don't have conversations with them. I am at odds. So other than to accommodate them and be, chummy, seeing as they are seasonally just here. And Nami, I don't have to still, I don't proper. It's just 2 days. Yeah, if anything, and she said she was going to be here for just 1 day. Then it became 2 days, and I was like, how long is she going to be here? She has to go. Not because I don't like her company, but because I was trying to protect her from the Holy Spirit and all the presence of God. Allegiance or particular battalion for my case, when I start to... God's particular battalion for my case, when I start to speak over here, the presence of it, I have seen it physically cause manifestation in my sister multiple times. And so when she went away, it was like I was given reprieve, at least for however long she was gone for thing. And it's been months. So there's been reprieve. Do you understand? And then now I wanted to come here and do my work again, and she was just sitting around Momo thing. I was like, Uzo hamba nini, not because I'm kosha, but because if I start here working, there's going to be grander hostility and Uzo fila the spiritual weight of what I'm doing. And I gotta be ready for repentance. So I ask God, send her back so she will not be afflicted by the Spirit of God, by the work that I'm doing, because she doesn't want to repent. She's at odds with the kingdom, and so she gets bribed by what I'm doing. I got her ready for deliverance. Who for her to be in these midsts. Alright, okay, the next day she was still here, so I was like, maybe she's fine. But certainly after I bring her down, that's the last day that I'm taking a break, because I need to do this work, otherwise I'm gonna feel like death warmed up. I'm going to feel like death warmed up. I need to do Lomsebenzi. It is unsafe for me to not do it, because in it I find solace, I find healing, and I find peace, and I must do it after several days have passed from the last video that I recorded, so as to watch my content, that there might be a consistent schedule, a roster that I am on to comfort myself and offload for the fire of God in my heart. Like, it's burning up, it's panting, so I need to release, right? Okay, I was gonna record in spite of her being here, but God made her leave. Why? Because even though she said she's gonna be here for 1 day, maybe 2, it appears she wanted to stay all the way up until New Year's Eve, because she was on a hiatus of alcohol. And then go back to that rehabilitation center and claim that she was clean. She said to my mom that she's gonna come here for Christmas so that I don't spend it all by myself. And while maybe that was genuinely what she was actually trying to do over here, what rather she was thinking of was that this is an opportunity for me to drink. That's a person that doesn't want to come around. Abathi healing. Akazingeni indaba zokukhwitha. Kodwa uyaya irehab for ini angazi. Listen, I don't understand the life of an addict. I don't get it. But this individual had plans to drink. And manje, seeing as her car's broken down and all she has is an Uber and all shops were closed on Christmas Day, when did she buy this alcohol? She bought lotwala logu in advance. Do they not search their bag? Do they not search their bags in rehab? I don't know. Do they not? I don't know what they do to make sure that people don't bring in alcohol, that they don't sneak it in, or that they don't, like, I don't know where she was keeping her pooza. Maybe she kept it in her car that is parked at the facility. Yeah, and then just went and grabbed it when the Uber came. Maybe that's what she was doing. I mean, there is a way to just dupe people, but she certainly did not buy that alcohol on Christmas. She bought it in advance, meaning that she was planning on drinking. Listen, I don't know how addiction works, but y'all be out here ruining your futures over it. Y'all be out here be willing to dupe people into, like, you will pay a whole rehab facility to recover, to create an optical illusion that you are coming around. Why? Listen, I guess you get sick and tired of ukraselwa nje, uchikiwa, ukdisappoint abantu, so you make them feel like you're coming around. I don't know, whatever. But she brought pooza, certainly. And I wasn't able to smell it properly the first day, but the second day, I know shem. Wapega ne, watati chicken. Even though she brought food that was cooked already from the place where she was at. They had like a Christmas lunch, and then she brought some of that food, and that's what I ate the first day. And then she took out a packet of chicken that was in the refrigerator, and I don't know how many packs of chicken my mom bought, because I do remember her buying chicken at the beginning of the month, and they so fairly. However, she took out one packet of chicken to cook it because it's just the two of us. And then she cooked by the time I woke up at 3 the next day, because I sleep, like I said, at 7 in the morning. When I woke up, the chicken was cooking and it smelled nice. I was like, oh, okay, you cooked, fine, sharp. And she was fine. She was sober. When then I went into my mom's bedroom again at night at around around 11, when my hair was finished, my moropoto, to switch on geyser hore ke tlo hlapa. Ne qeta ho fetsa mologo wa ka now finally. Mme wa ka, I had since then ignored her when she was like, "Go monitor motho o wanwa." I go check. I was like, I'm not gonna monitor your grown baby. But then in and of myself, I was like, this is irritating. I went into the bedroom to switch on the geyser and yo megalele futhi alokile. Got that this time, second day. The first day, we inebriatile. Marazanka I pick her up because it was the first day breaking her sobriety season. The second day, never. I went in Makako anyone, never I horn and trail. The second day, she just carried on, Opuza hectically. And likely bottle along pelele. On that day when I walked in, the smell came at me like a wind. I was like, yeah, manzi, lomuntu manzi, dagiwe. I went out like a log on my mom's bed. At which point I was like, wait again. I can do like whatever manifestation of drunkardness that's gonna irritate the crap out of me the rest of this season. The rest of from now pretty much until New Year's. You're not me one. It's too much. So I told my mom, first I called her like 3 times, 11 and ignore WhatsApp. After I send her WhatsApp, we body clearly, evidently, and she didn't even talk. She didn't call me. Something. I cannot conclude because I was preparing to shower. My sister Ari, did you send an SMS or something to Ma? I'm like, the whole day in Jefela. I mean, really, like, yeah, we had like a brief exchange. And I was like, yeah, I told her, like, proper, you're not even in recovery, what is wrong with you? And she's like, I deny it. I can't believe it. She was out here denying that she drank when the whole house, now I could tell, I was in the kitchen when she was saying this. It was now coming at me, emanating off her. And I'm like, Batong OC, what you're like demon possessed? And taking entity ka moharaga cause it deal like the olfactory system yaka enzeli busy e rabaza my nose I ke kgone ho nkga anymore I ke sana sense of smell everything e gabojwala monana so obviously ke now being possessed iseng wena so yeah also back here also sharp bojwala wa bo nkga fela mo ha mko yaka mo nna fela ntlo e ka fela inga South African breweries nkonyaka fela mamela wethi ke possessed amen a re bele re beng da I need to go and seek out deliverance mpholo seng nteng madimoni hle cause ke mo angkhisa bojwala mo jarateng either that or sisters uphuzile. And I mean, who is more than likely here to be the one that is indeed rightly accused? Either me of demon possession for smelling alcohol on her, or lo muntu lona owazwa for uphuzile break isobriety spree how many months dog nangathaba ke le drug addict ene bora batho nka itshaba cocaine ke balege nka ke le banditi nka e balega nka ke le banditi cocaine enana cheka ha incause gore ke lose everything e mosebetsi ke lose batho ke lose respect ke lose family ke kwatise batho ba ko heso nka e bona gore ntwana e kotsi don't know if I can succeed to get past the 3-month mark. Yo dog, I'm not going back, but you know, I don't know the life of an addict. I don't know what it takes to relapse, and I also don't know what you're struggling with, so let me not out to be judging nobody. Mara I ke tlhaloganya how you can make strides in not drinking, knowing what it did, and then go back. Mara lo muntu we planele lento lena we planele wangene Justin, not Justin, sorry. And she didn't do it, and then started speaking to somebody on the phone. When then she starts telling the whole world that we treat her like trash. Now I get on my earphones and I listen to gospel music, blasting it in my ear so I don't have to hear what she has to say. And then I carry on doing what I'm doing, wash the dishes, prepare to take a shower, blah blah. I'm expecting this chick to, after arguing with my mom, arguing with whoever, saying that we are smack, to then sleep and maybe leave the next day. I know. I say go paka di bege tsa gage rona ka 11 12 ebusi wa ona motho mo kubileng o bele nje wa tshelu ndaba zakhe. My mom just told her, listen, don't be out to messing with my house. I ke tsebo go etsalang mo mara wa nwa ontso e senyetsa chelete. That's what my mom say. A ona motho mo kubileng mara a kere o se ona chelete so ke o ka e patalla di ubanyana tse 20. Do what you want to do. All right, my mom then finally makes a decision on phone because I kere na ignore call yaka ale passive aggressive ke sa tsebo why only passive aggressive because nane sabato lo monitor motho wa hao mara nonetheless I gave you the very thing that you said you want. I told you that she was drinking, and then she calls me and then I explain to her everything that's going on, and then I say, Mamela, I'm not going to deal with this thing because I've got enough on my plate. Mara I ke tlo lukisa situation a tlhatsedi tempeto wa hao I ente whatever mamela, you're going to have to come and deal with this thing because mina ke khathetse, I've got my own trash that I'm dealing with all the day long, so I don't know what you want to do with this. Mara it's too much. I'm not going to do what you do. I ke tlo mo chika, I ke tlo mo chencha, I ke tlo mo foster I kene ko shaweni, I ke tlo all the stuff that you do when she's out here in this space. I'm not doing it. And it appears my mom was upset that I was not prepared to go and treat a person like she was a patient in hospice care, except she's a whole healthy human being that however is destroying her health with alcohol. She's got a clean bill of health. We don't know. Well, no, not really, because she's an alcoholic. Mara, you understand what I'm saying? She's not a patient. She's irresponsible. So and after she's a grown woman, Anzo exchange mina. And to the neighbors, I'm a lover like Solomon, but I don't got many wives or husbands. But to bank enza manto wa gugura, we understand. Because habana maitse almost strategy, but bahlanya bantrenga. Mara laughing ngithulele banda we angeke ngisukele ngoba mina ngizithulele uzozwa mpama pa esingithi current kejwalo laughing ngithulele mara ke tlo go shapa ka face if you come at me. So can I face it however the face ka dimomolomo, maybe that's why batho ba batla go ntshela ka acid because maybe a go bua ha ka lo ha se ke la tlhagetswe ke molomo o street o sa checka ka acid. I don't know. Mara last thing yeke abantu to do what they want to do, and angizoba nabo noma ngibakwatele ngizobela ngigramble in my own spirit and let it go. Ha ke rate confrontation, ha ke rate ba di SMS mean, ha ke batle next ya ntse ke exchange the pleasantries le batho ba sa tsebeng modimo. Angilwe, I don't do that. I talk a lot, mara I don't exchange. You ain't never gonna see me in an argument no muntu angizingeni ya avoider. This here is my vent. My ministry ki vent yaka. Oska tlotla mona na ntso batla ho ntlontumpana ka exchanging ka ke dlala tennis match wena ona go nna ke Serena wena o Venus ha re tlo yetsa ntweo. So therefore ang yolwana lo muntu, and I think my mom was annoyed but ba go nna ke batla ho molwantsha ke nentse ke tlhakola mpeto wa hae of whatever she is drooling on that space. Seeing as this person is drunk like a skunk. However, the thing worked. Remember, I prayed God make her go away, because as soon as I start recording my content, uzo manifest. Well, she left. This chick brought the ice cream that he made na mo tsenele di mo fridging, malva pudding, o tlisitse dijo and then I pay her over and above a chicken. So never probably more than enough all the way up until New Year's langkutla. Apa kane and ana paka sona nekisa mosheba. Hi guys, now shaky son the way that you're so below the belt. I just did not want to get like afflicted by that activity. I was just listening to gospel music, washing dishes. I can't plastic bag. This person came with a one suitcase, cute, but when she left, 30 green refuse bags. Got something, I don't know what. Stuff. I thought maybe she took stuff maybe that she was like, I want this as an extra to make myself nice and comfortable at the house. I don't know what she took. She was also there was a time when she called me and she wanted her passport and everything, and during that time when she wanted her passports, me to search for them all up in these streets, she also asked me to look for some shoes of her, so I figured that maybe maybe I don't know. With 2 refuse bags full of other stuff. I was like, whatever, dog, take whatever you want to take. My sister has never done this thing. This is so against her character. This is so evidently the stuff of witchcraft. This is Baphomet. Dog. Uber driver, Roxa. And I'm at the gate. I walked to the gate to open for the Uber driver, and I stayed at the gate. So the Uber driver can come back out, like she's got luggage. Uber goes, collect her. I'm still at the gate, and because I'm upset, I'm not looking at anybody. I'm just like, I'll open for you. Go, Hamba. Gracia, be doing me a favor. You're hurting me. And now, and after lying, now you're going back to where it is that you come from. Dog. Unless you have booked into a bed and breakfast, unless you booked into are you gonna go to a rehab facility there for alcohol? Did she first, like, I remember just thinking, Labantu, where you are going are gonna know that you drank. So where are you going? I wouldn't be surprised if she slept that night at a B&B, but listen, do you have all that money to spend on a B&B just to sober up or to finish your drunkenness over there? Hey, likely she went to a B&B, because there's no way that she could have gone to that rehab facility in that state. She couldn't go there. She probably booked into a B&B. Mamela, you've got a home la ejardini. Akuna muntu okoshile uchikiwe nje. For tabago another auto nanzonwa haka kang sibaka. Oboto in your anger and in your pride and in your arrogance, unzo uzomo uhafa and pafa, and then herein lies the funny part. You're probably wondering, I am thinking in prospect about what I'm about to say. Mamela, my sister cooked it doesn't get chicken in the gravy, guys. It could have been like pack your chicken go like maybe they 1 or 2 and a chicken and there was so much meat in an oven tray. Like a casserole. I even guess she had lit it on the stove and put foil on it, and I carried it and I put it in the fridge because we don't want food rotting. And she took it out. I didn't even see her taking it out of the fridge. And that tray, pizza, guys, it is about that size. It's about that big. It's like, however rectangular, and it's deep. And then I hadn't eaten dinner because I only eat once a day. I guess I break my fast with dinner. Yo, after before I take a shower, I tend to dish out food. Before I take a shower, I tend to dish out tissue. The spoon with which I dished out, so there's no dishes in the sink in the morning. Or at night, overnight, because that's when these my pellets be running on your walls. You'll know that's a thing, right? So we don't be leaving dishes in the sink overnight. Okay, I'm out here preparing. Can you dish out spoon from where we put these massive spoons with which to dish out? Because I'm confidently thinking, mamela, get pasta, let's chicken and some veggies on the side. Dijo tsa Christmas, boy. Ah, caramba. Muy frisa. Everything. And she was like that bad stranger that you let into your house because they were stranded for a season, and then when they leave, your jewelry's gone. Your teddy bears on the bed, your coats, your jackets, your cups. Oh, what you like? And what the heck? I give you hospitality and you steal my stuff. And instead of coats and jackets and jewelry, it was food. I didn't say because of darkness, yo, and I'm confused, Hashem. No, sisters. How hectic, you've never done this. A starvation, that's your that's your campaign. Starvation. People are evil, guys. She went on a starvation campaign. This is how I'm gonna get you to do what I want you. I'm angry, so I'm gonna take all the food. It's funny now that I talk about it, but at the time I was so mad. She cooked chicken yamuchadeng, and this chick, Mamela, uthathe yonke inyama. I'm a condiment, like Papa, chakala, anything. With yonke frugon. Who made that guy? I don't know. Where did she put them? I mean, those things are carried around like that. Oh, because she left with a tray. As long as I move her over to a smaller casserole, because I mean, Papa, that's the tray in which you bake in the oven. Guys. Did she put it on the Uber seat? On some driver, do you want a leg of chicken? Do you want a drumstick? Do you want a drumstick, driver? Do you want a thigh, driver? Merry Christmas, here's my homemade Nando's, driver. Will you give me a discount? If I give you a chicken leg. If I give you, what did you put? Where they like, guys? I mean, if you're gonna, and a casserole, skurumelo. That casserole has no skurumelo. When my mom bought it, I don't think it came as skurumelo. Haina skurumelo, so she carried it up. Maybe ubele foil, unabele foil moyona. So I mean, I'm sure she was like, chicken or beef, chicken or beef, chicken or beef, chicken or beef. Because uphehile nama engata wayithatha yonke ama-rice ama-chakalaka, guys, dijo kaofela was gone. Wasala di-captain tsa tlileng tsona from yesterday tse nang le rice ya marenza e felletseng, chakalaka ya marenza, chicken, like a small little sliver of a breast, basically like the, you know how much actually said dijo in a captain, and then you dig out and scoop out of that bese kusala nje rice encane. Yeah, mix it, just that thing, everything else gone. The magnum in the deep freezer gone. Wow, what's it? Just a square of malva pudding about that big. Yo, dog. I mean, I'm laughing now because, like, listen, you carried that whole thing into an Uber. I hope you offered the Uber driver some chicken, like proper. seeing as you took it away from me. She went on a starvation campaign because you told on me I'm gonna take food away from you. What the heck, y'all? This is demonic manifestation. Yo, I was like, oh no, batla ho ngisa ntlu ke ska jwetsa mme wa rona ho etsang o no batla ho ngaba nna ke le one ke thole nkare re bana keeping secrets from our parents while we're secretly out just smoking cigarettes in the woods. No, baby. This here is an addiction, it's alcoholism, and it is the thing that's going to end your life. And happy, you become a menace when you are drinking. And I'm not about to deal with you being a menace all by myself. Yo, and you see, the sad thing is, I get to mewaka. Oh, chicken because one thing I know is that by the time month end defeatla, there's still like trays of chicken in the refrigerator. They're left over, carrying over to the next month. Even all that was gone. So I suspect, although I cannot verify it, I suspect that chicken, even in a baby sang chicken that was uncooked, that was still frozen in the fridge. Because when I opened the refrigerator, all that was left there, y'all, was some beans, like frozen beans. No chicken, not even steak. I don't eat red meat, but there was no meat. There was my mom's fridge. Barely ever would you ever open her deep freezer. Barely ever would you ever open my mom's deep freezer and find there being nothing. There's always chicken. There's always chicken. Because we're in bulk killing at the check us. So this is from Utate, not only the chicken that she cooked, but the frozen chicken to make sure that I can't even cook anything for myself. She essentially said, whatever's available, eat that. Ija muesli, ija oats, ija papa, ija papa ga babisang set up in kamai. She knows that I have no money. And she imagined that my mom likely didn't give me anything because I care about seva. And so she was like, she put me like a starvation. She was like, yeah, got this festive season, uzodla in pupu. Again, ota pecha maize meal, ota pecha rice. Mamela, ko fridging kira hona di tamati. Hona nothing ya go etsa ke le gravy. No ability to be able to at least eat pap ne gravy. Lo muntu was basically telling me uzodla. Ipapa nje e dry maybe ngobisi because you that poor thing. That is somebody reducing me to somebody really struggling, labantu that can only ever eat beans and rice. Man, there's never any meat on their plate, and certainly no vegetables all up in there. Basic meals that make sure that you don't starve. And I was like, listen, if you've reduced me to like abject poverty type hard knock life South Africans that don't have the luxury of putting meat on their plates, it's okay. Because that's just what this country does. You grab perfectly viable economic citizens that can contribute to the taxpayers, bank, give VAT, like yeah, these people who pay taxes, you grab them and you try to put them on social grants. You bewitch people's careers and you grab citizens that could have contributed to the South African economy and make them welfare collectors. You do that to the country, you did that to the nation. Your combined witchcraft has caused you to exsanguinate the South African economy, and since you are parasitic, your hosts are dying. I was a host and I'm on my way out, aren't I? I'm dying. How many others of your hosts are there? And when hosts are dead, parasites, what do you start to do? Auto-cannibalize. You move to Qatar. You have no more country to plunder. People start to riot, they complain. People start to essentially Molotov cocktail your houses because there's no food anymore. You have parasitically eaten everything. South Africa is the most unequal country in the world, with the top 20% being concentrated amidst these like wealthy blacks who are enabled by the South African government, right next to old white moneyed white people, and of course Indians and their businesses. It's within the black community, however, just the exorbitant poverty therein is a direct byproduct of the irresponsible management of South African resources by our black government that is largely headed by the ANC. That is what is going on over here. So yeah, of course, my own sibling in my own backyard, indeed we ought each have the same socioeconomic situation, seeing as we're siblings, we come from the same house, same mom, same dad. Nonetheless, she's able to eat a meat-filled carrot casserole over Christmas, while I must eat beans and rice. She thoroughly told me, go eat beans and rice, because that's what we do in South Africa. We grab family members and we impoverish them. We have families where there's a billionaire one side, and then on the other side, there is a person struggling to buy shoes. How in the same family, within an immediate family, where there is a brother and a sister in the same family, never mind cousins and extended relatives, how do you have someone so wealthy and yet in the exact same immediate family you have somebody super poor? It's the epidemic that you be finding out here on Maldistrift, where next door ke Deep Sloot, Maragamo siding Lena, ke this lonely neighborhood called Maldistrift. You see it in Sandton, Alex, right next to Sandton. It's all over, where you've got these hard knock gassies and informal settlements, rich with abject poverty. Look at that oxymoron, chilling right next door to opulent neighborhoods, and they wonder why crime is so rife. They wonder why we are the rape capital of the world. Mamelang, you have made the country uninhabitable for certain people, and you have been content with you eating hors d'oeuvres, entrees, and loads of chicken. You eating croissants, pronouncing them like a Frenchman. You eating them blueberries and them strawberries. Will pride yourself and your sister having no fruit in her diet, no veggies, no meat, only rice and beans. I guess that's a sort of rice and beans, but I guess that's a sort of a vegetable. Sorry. So there and yeah, I eat only veggies. Look, you've made me Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Thank you. All I eat are the fruits and veggies of Babylon. Okay, listen, it's alright. Let a woman be content with her daughter living this kind of socioeconomic debilitated life, and let her daughter out here leave the other one with a whole bunch of food, making it like crystally like clear that I don't care what you do, and being so below the belt that you will out here literally for the life of me take even food. You've never done that before, so your character is just waxing worse. You're becoming something that you never were. I don't know what else is going to become of you going forward. Mara, thank you for mara. Now you've just made it clear that all I am is a deep sweat dweller while you live in plush Muldistrict. You've made that clear. And you don't care that division, that divide is between, listen, mother getting two siblings that were born from the same mom, same dad, raised in the same house. You're willing for me to live in deep sweat while you have a mansion, a whole plot that people can create a soccer field on in Muldistrict. Yeah, thank you. But it didn't end there. Like I said, she took all the magnums, but because Otamele Mona anza cooking into the most important thing that she needs. Remember I said that God knows how to drain people. He knows how to essentially give his people almost like immediate justice, instant justice. She left all the way, and as she was leaving, I went in the house, and after taking a shower, I noticed, not a shower, not yet, before I took a shower, I first tried to call my mom to let her know that Mamela, this person my mother, because when I babysitter, and I said that over the phone. One refuser. Ugi responded to my call, and then I sent her a WhatsApp letting her know that and the money that you sent me, while you told me you sent it to me, it hasn't yet reflected, so I can't even go out there to go and buy dijo. It's okay, because it looks like I guess muesli. I'll eat whatever I have to eat. I won't starve. There's enough food for me to eat, but it's very basic. Mara, I just need to let you know that this is what happened, and I expected my mother to make a decision to rebuke this chick for leaving with the casserole and taking all the chicken frozen and cooked in the fridge just to starve me. Essentially, she is wrong, and she was drunk. Why are you not standing for me? And it reminded me of how it's always been. Listen, you take sides, we get it, do you? You take sides, and you've never ever taken mine, even though I'm evidently in the right. But I have one who takes up my cause. And I also complained because I had just come from a month where she had dried me parched and withheld from me money. I decided to just say, I don't know what it is with you and Lady Chica in essentially making a decision to make me hungry. You've done it before. You've left me out on a limb. You have put me in a food insecurity. I never thought I would ever have food insecurity, and in the season you did that. And recently you withheld from me basic things. My mother had come from a season of hearkening to witchcraft, and she held from me money until God himself delivered the Temu package at my door. God himself enabled me to get face wash so I don't break out into acne. I told you guys that in my last video. And then just on Christmas, on that, before she left for a trip, she then gives me 2,000 rands, and then later on 500, a guilt gift. Okay, I'm recovered, I'm healed, you appear to have repented. But then what my sister did reminded me of Tabaure. I don't know, not thinking that you can yo-yo me like this and just treat me this way. I tried to call her, but she wouldn't respond, so I sent her a WhatsApp. And I was like, I don't know why it's so easy for you guys to starve me. I don't know why it is so easy for you guys to starve me. But anyway, this, blah, blah, blah. You would imagine that she would respond in irritation about and the thing that I said, let it be a comment. Listen, keep quiet. Yeah, whatever. I shouldn't have said anything, because you don't talk to a person that feels entitled to harass you and calls you entitled when you highlight that you're being treated like trash. And then also raise izinto zakudala, not raising that raising often to that happened today, or rather yesterday before I started recording this video. The thing that eventually resulted in her telling me Hambios Bulat. Okay, she doesn't respond, and I call her twice, and she, you know when you call someone and then they hang up, and then next time you call the phone is off, it goes to voicemail. She did that. Why? This was before I sent her a WhatsApp. Why did you make a decision when I'm dealing with an issue in the Mochakate? Why did you make a decision to switch off your phone so you don't have to deal with what is going on? She said that I don't want this person to ruin my holiday. Are you so shallow so as to switch off your phone to not hearken to the matters going on in your own household? Because you're on holiday? Yeah, you're that thing. You've been that thing. You don't care enough for people to stop everything you're doing because the ones you love are in calamity. You will let a storm roll over your daughters. You will let a storm roll over your daughters, and because you want to get a good night's sleep, you will ignore phone when you are in the center of an emergency. This is an emergency, so I must now deal with it. Why been one jailer in not so many words by hanging up on me and then her phone going into voicemail, how she feels, and it was because of her voice going into voicemail and her ignoring my call twice and then hanging up on me and then switching off her phone. That then caused me to say, I don't know what it is about you guys that make you okay to starve me. Because I would not have said that if she had with me in camaraderie, seeing as was she not the one that told me monitor the child for me, monitor the big child for me. And I was like, hey, and I'm not going to go and be a babysitter of a big child. And then when I finally tell her what she wanted to hear, uti my phone, because I said I don't want to tlhakela mpeto wa gago if she vomits over there. I don't want to be dealing with this all by myself. Why vele what decided ukuthi uzodila ngayo because ona tabalini light up or I tima phone ya haye. Then I was like, okay, it's what you do, khale o tloetse nje fela ho tswa ko nna khale o tloetse o se ba tabalina. It's what you've been doing. You've endured me through trash. I didn't say it in so many words, but I said wena o wa hao le tloetse o treat nkare I'm the scum of the earth, like I ain't Jack. It's alright. The next morning, I wake up to a WhatsApp where she tells me, Mamela, you who claims that the money has not reflected in your account, use it. By now it should be there. I'm telling you, I haven't received an SMS from Standard Bank, but I'm not even pedantic because the last night he said my conversation with it's fine. I will eat. Lucky I found something to eat. Lucky star. Le chakalaka. Le papa and I ate pap and chakalaka for gravy. Lucky stuff for meat because there was canned food in the fridge. I decided to just essentially make lemonade out of this lemon. I only eat one meal a day, but really, if my stomach is full, if I'm not hungry, it doesn't matter what quality of meal I ate. Bottom line is I got my protein and my veggies, like that's what I ate. So I was cool with it. Lona, however, had to come back, my sister that is, because honestly, laptop and when I saw the laptop bag on the couch, I opened it to see what was in there, because I knew that her laptop was important. Then it was upon opening her laptop bag that I realized that she had also taken her 2 remaining magnums and put them in there, including her ice creams. I took those ice creams out so they don't melt in her laptop bag. Put them back in the deep freezer. Sent her a WhatsApp and said, listen, you left your laptop. I took out the ice creams so they don't melt in there. This here WhatsApp that I've just sent you is the last one, and I'm also going to block you because I don't want you to hurt me. Maosle laptop. If you want to communicate with me, send me an SMS. She didn't send an SMS, she called me. And then she was like, listen, I'm coming in 20 minutes. Please open the gate. I'm going to come and grab my laptop. It was necessary. So essentially God made her pay for an Uber to go there, had to pay for an Uber to come back and get her laptop, and then an Uber again. So one trip became 3. And she likely also booked into a B&B. All in the spirit of maintaining pride. Because she can't go back to a house where you are being cured for alcoholism. So she paid for a bed and breakfast, likely, and then paid for an Uber 3 times. 3 times. All to deny a lie. That's how witches are. That's how these malevolent structures, that's how these Amalekites are. They will gaslight you, they will deny that they did anything. And then because they've got resources, they've got money, they will even waste money on 3 Uber trips and take all the food so as to starve you. They will starve this whole entire South Africa and then show you that I can spend so much money that I will waste a trip and waste a bed and breakfast stay, but not first before making sure that you eat nothing but beans and rice. Mamela, that's just evil. People like that are diabolical, and these men have done to me what my family is doing to me. For years, they have these my family members and is exactly the activity of these men. I'm gonna make sure you eat a basic food and you work as a waitress in a restaurant because you don't want to shag me. But I am going to splurge and I'm gonna spend, and I'm gonna make it clear that I splurge and I spent. And that which I've been busted for, I'm gonna find a place to recuperate, and over there I'm splurging again, and over there I'm spending again. You spent all that money and then took food away from me. When you have no conscience to achieve such feats against a person, when you can in your spirit fathom that this thing that you're doing is a seemly or a feasible thing that you can do against somebody that you ought to love. Honey, on that day, do you not see that you are reprobate? You are entirely handed over. You are entirely handed over. On that day, you are so handed over that you can't even feel yourself be below the belt. You can't feel yourself. But it is when you don't feel yourself being all that nefarious that now you're in dire need of having people restore sensation to you by mob justice, by taking matters into their own hands, by taking their country back, but listen, at your expense. If you can't feel yourself be that thing, somebody gotta feel for you. Somebody gotta restore sensation to you. You have to be handled. I don't know what's gonna handle my sibling, Mara. when she returned to come and fetch her laptop, she calls me. I go to the gate, and guess what I did? I grabbed her ice creams out of the fridge and I put them back in there to let her see that seeing as it was your intention to leave with the ice cream, I'm not gonna just seeing as it was your intention to leave with the ice cream too, I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna show you that I'm a better, bigger person than you. I'm gonna kill you with kindness because you intended to take it so as to leave me with nothing sweet and basically delicious to eat this remaining festive season. I'm gonna give you back your ice creams. You wanted to take them, but I'm also gonna show you that I was considerate enough for you to put them in the fridge so they don't melt on your laptop and mess your laptop bag and everything. But then when you come, I'm going to restore them to your bag so that you can take them as you wanted to take them. What you just did to me, Abantu ought care for each other enough to not let ice cream melt on people's laptops. It took her a good 2 hours to come back with that Uber, because I guess she had to go and take all the stuff and move it into the house where she was bed and breakfasting, and then call an Uber and wait for it again. I'm awake at that time, so I didn't complain that because I was awake. Yeah, no. Common decency is to make sure that if it is in your prerogative to have consideration for another person, you do it. Where we come from. You can do this to me deliberately while I, by happenstance, found your laptop bag chilling on the couch, opened it to see what it is, realized your ice creams are in there, took them out, and then send you a WhatsApp to let you know that we see lemurajo, and I get them over, you can't cope without it. So frankly, before you notice that it's gone or it didn't come with you, also understand ice cream that's how you act. By the time she came here, she was ashamed of herself evidently. It was the Uber driver that opened the window. Laptop window where she was sitting at the back. Because okay, however, albeit being embarrassed, no apology, no what am I doing. If anything, whatever war she's having with my mom, I don't know how it continued to unfold and unravel, but she was certainly entitled, my older sister, to do this thing, even though Mega Nuga, evidently. She was evidently drunk. And in this particular feat, what decided to starve? Fine, I'm not gonna starve, I'm gonna eat, but not exactly as I'm not gonna eat as decadently as I would have if you didn't take all that food, but it's okay. Listen, I'm not going hungry. God will make sure that's the thing. I will count my blessings. But it was during the time when I was waiting for her to return that I sent my mother that WhatsApp, okay? And I told her, like this, I overnight and just like it's Balichu. Yo was saying, I get an SMS where I am told I am entitled and I'm full of self-pity and I need to get over myself. No, how could she do that with my casseroles? No, know what's going on. All she's telling me is stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like, you're 2,000 rand link barely before the 500. Because clearly, that obviously it's showing in your bank. Why would I lie? I'm not a dishonest woman. I don't trick people. It's not what I do. If you don't know me by now, I don't know what's going on. I don't tell people I don't have money, so send me more. I have not gotten a reflection of that money in my bank account. No SMS from Standard Bank. Hi, Sokin. Nakona. I don't need it yet. So frankly, I'm not desperate for that money to come in because I'm not going to go in your tenga and pack your chicken from the store. But she was basically saying to me, yes, she took all my chicken and I don't care. No, you want me to go and buy groceries as opposed to my toiletries that you robbed from me for 2 months. That I'm gonna use for my thing. You frankly just told me, I don't care, you don't have a job. Go and buy your own damn chicken and go and cook it instead of complaining to me about how I'm treating you. It was at that stage that I got so hurt. I was so hurt by her response and her calling me self-pity and telling me to go and buy household groceries. That she gave me to basically supplement what under heaven it is that she robbed me of. That I was like, wait again, I wanted to keep quiet. I was pacing the kitchen. I was steaming and I didn't exercise self-control. The Bible says in 37, Psalm 37, it is written that do not speak, like don't say anything. You know how Asaph, I just read right now, where he says in Psalm 37 or is it 73, when he's lamenting about the prosperity of the wicked, he says I was supposed to keep my mouth shut. He says I was supposed to keep quiet, watching them do a strange thing, but then the youth might have been deceived or something. I want to open it again, Psalm 73.